Hello and welcome into Game 2 of the doubleheader. It's the men's taking the stage here at 3 p.m. Rose-Hulman versus Transylvania, the 9-4 Fighting Engineers against the 7-6 Transylvania Pioneers. It's going to be a fun one. I'm Charlie Harris, alongside me, my good friend Graham Nash. And before we get into the contest, let's take a moment to thank the sponsors that make this broadcast possible. Reynolds Farm Equipment, Morales Group Staffing, Boilermaker, Reynolds Farm Equipment. Reynolds Farm Equipment is a leading equipment dealer serving farmers, homeowners, landscapers, and commercial contractors in and throughout Indiana. Nothing runs like a deer. Give a call today at 317-849-0810. Passion to care, delivering care with more than 24 years of experience. Boilermaker Local 374. Boilermakers Local 374 represents highly skilled, highly motivated workers in field construction and metal fabrication throughout the state of Indiana. Wheeler Mission. For over 131 years, Wheeler Mission has been a pillar in the Indianapolis community. Burtner Electric, your trusted electrician partner since 1986. Morales Group, we're in business to create a better future for you and your family. Piper Logistics, your trusted logistics partner since 1994. Aspen Creek Grill, why go anywhere else? Large selection of food made from scratch and fairly priced. Highway Safety Services Incorporated provided traffic control and pavement markings in Indiana for the past 60 years. And last but not least, IndianaSRN Sports Page. Follow the sports page every day with updated news from coast to coast. Log on at IndianaSRN.org and click on our tab. Well, it's Saturday afternoon. Two teams at the top of the HCAC. Rose-Hulman 6-0 in the conference to start it. Transylvania 5-1 in conference play early on. Graham, what is going to be a key for Transylvania on the road against a red-hot Rose-Hulman team? How can they get it done today?
Well, both of these teams, they thrive from their defense. They're both very defensive-oriented teams. So for Transy, it's going to be a question of how quickly can their offense get going. That is going to be the key. Can they get the ball inside? Can they move it around? They're not the best from beyond the arc. They have been hitting at a pretty high clip, around the 34% range, but they make their money down low. Their average scoring has gone down about 12 points per game this season compared to last. So really, they just need to make it when it counts, and I think that all starts from starting quickly, getting off to a good start against a strong Rose-Hulman defense. Yeah,
it's interesting. Both of these teams, really impressive conference records, but they're both in the bottom three of scoring offense. If you look at Transylvania, third to last in the conference in points per game. Rose-Hulman second to last. You take a look at that and you think, wow, these two teams, they're not very good. They can't score the basketball, but they make their money on the defensive side. Like you mentioned, Graham, Rose-Hulman, the number one defense in the conference. They allowed the least amount of points per game at 66.4, and Transylvania not too far behind. The third best defense in the conference, 70.1 on average is what they give up. It's going to be a battle. It might even be a slugfest, but I know it'll be a competitive one. And for Transylvania, leading the way, the leading scorer, Colby Napier. He averages 15.5 points per game. He scored in double-digit points in every game except one. He's going to be a difference maker in this one, Graham.
Yeah, he's been phenomenal. 8th most points scored in the HCAC conference. He's really shooting well from three-point territory. He's one of the few guys that they have that can really fire from deep range, around 40% from three. So expect Napier, expect guys from like Ian Resser to really fire from beyond the arc. He's got a 43.2% 43.2 percentage from three-point territory. So those two guys, they are going to really be trying to make those from deep range.
And Colby Napier, I think we're going to see his name a lot today. He's made 47 threes already on the season. You do not want to let him get hot. And for Transylvania as a whole, this team has hit 9 three-pointers in 9 of the last 12 games. So if for a team that is not necessarily known for the three-pointers, they have been red hot this season from behind the arc.
They have been, and the thing is, even though they're not scoring a lot, they've got a lot of guys that can score. In their last game against Hanover, 4 Pioneers scored in double figures, so they can score the basketball a lot. It's just a question of can they do it consistently.
Transylvania, very stout defense. They're led by Colby Napier. On the flip side, We'll bring you into some Rose-Hulman and what we can expect from them here in just a few minutes. You're listening to RHIT.TV.
At first, me and my mom were struggling. I was trying to pay the bills and trying to take care of my mom at the same time. When I first heard that I can get paid for taking care of my mom, I was kind of skeptical because I had been doing it for so many years without pay. That's when I reached out to Passion to Care. I read all the reviews and I saw that they were #1 in the field. Passion to Care has really, really changed my life. Right now, I take care of my mom 24/7 thanks to Passion to Care.
Live from Holbert Arena, Rose-Hulman, like we mentioned, Graham, 6-0 in conference play, 6-0 for the first time since 2012. It's been a tremendous season early on, and they are led by Miles McGowan, the big fella, the senior, averaging a double-double, 13 and 10. What can we expect from him today?
Well, it's going to be a great game. This is another team that likes to work it inside, a three-point percentage at 33, but like Transylvania, they're really going to try to work things in the post. Miles McGowan, 48% from the field. Phenomenal, close to the basket. And this is a Rose-Hulman team that really does the little things well, Charlie. They dominate the offensive glass. They lead the HCAC in offensive rebounds per game at 12.5, and they also don't really turn over the ball. The second fewest turnovers per game in the conference at 10.5. So can they stick to that? Can they stick to their identity that they know, not turning over the ball, working it inside? That's going to be a question against another fantastic defense. It's going to come down to what do these defensive force the other offenses into.
And the theme of this game, these are two really good defenses, like we mentioned. I think whoever is off to a hot start early on, whoever can go on a run here in this first half, can control the pace of this game and then rely on their defense later on. So it'll be interesting to see. And another player on Rose-Hulman who's going to be a difference maker is Joey Schmitz, the small forward, the freshman for Bargersville, Indiana. Another player averaging a double figures, and he can light it up from three-point land. He scored a career-high 28 points on 8 threes last week and was named the HCAC Player of the Week. Joey Schmitz, a three-point shooter. How important can he be for Rose-Hulman?
He's going to be huge. He knocked down 8 threes in that last performance against Mount St. Joseph, against Berea, which is the most by a Rose-Hulman player in 29 years. He's the biggest shooting threat that they have. And so when you've got guys like Miles McGowan, who's going to bring a lot of tension down low, if you can kick it out and have Joey Schmitz somewhere around the perimeter just ready to fire from wherever, that is going to be massive for this team that doesn't score a lot of points, around 70 points a game.
And we will send it down for the starting lineups. Rose-Hulman looking to go 7-0 in conference play. Transylvania looking to spoil the undefeated conference record. And we will send it down to the PA mic for starting lineups.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Holbert Arena for Game 2 of today's conference doubleheader between visiting Transylvania Pioneers and your Rose-Hulman Fighting Engineers. Let's meet the starters for today's game, starting with the Pioneers. At point guard, number 3, Dakota Max. At 4, number 12, Ian Reese. At guard, number 20, Kobe India. At 4, number 23, Hunter Barr. At 4, number 35, Hunter Penn. Leading the Pioneers today is head coach, Ryan Leonard. And now let's meet the starting lineup for your Rose-Hulman Fighting Engineers. At guard, the 5'2", from Jacksonville, Indiana, number 2, Kobe And the forward, the 6'5" senior from Wagner, Oklahoma, number 33, Simon Blair. And number 4, the 6'6" senior from Indianapolis, number 42, Miles McGowan. Leading the fighting coach is head coach.
Well, those are your starting lineups for Rose-Hulman. Kobe Stoudemire, the point guard. He's going to be another impact player for Rose-Hulman. He's the main guy running the offense. 30% from 3, 37% overall from the field. And when you look at Rose-Hulman, Graham, a team that scores the majority of their points down low, they're an inside-out type of team. They like to get high percentage looks rather than relying on the three. Kobe Stoudemire can alleviate some of that pressure with his three-point ability. And we'll see at center court taking the tip. It's Miles McGowan and Hunter Barr at center court ready to get underway. And the tip is won by Transylvania. Dakota Caps to bring it up the floor. Hunter Penn with it, moving it around the perimeter, back to Caps. Kick to the baseline, open three, it's too short, and it's rebounded by Rose-Hulman. Ian Reeser the miss.
It's a good early look for Transylvania. That's what you want, your highest percentage three-point shooter with an open look.
Pull-up jumper from the mid-range, it goes, nicely done by Joey Schmitz.
Tell you what, Joey Schmitz, the freshman from Bargersville, Indiana, he's really come in here and made an impact. I don't know if anyone expected the freshman to be as strong as he has been, but he's been a fantastic addition for the Fighting Engineers.
He switched that jumper. Some movement around the perimeter. They get it down low. It's knocked loose. Savovic has it. And that's a turnover for the Engineers. Savovic top of the key. They're going to work it around the perimeter. Ball screen to his left. We'll get it down low. Simon Blair, the left hand, it goes. 4-0 start for the Engineers on their home floor.
And you don't want to let Simon Blair isolate on that baseline. He will take that left-handed hook shot all day long. No defender is going to get even close to that hook shot.
Down low entry pass. Not sure the intention of that, some miscommunication.
The hook shot, beautiful, creates so much space with that left hand. And it was a good effort from Hunter Barr on defense, but again, just so much space when you're moving that way and can go up with the left, so hard to guard.
Get some of the blood pumping in this arena. Gets the crowd into it. And a light full court press employed by Transy. Stoudemire will bring it up the court. And maybe looking for a potential trap opportunity on defense. Savovic with it. Get it down to McGowan. Another bucket down low, a great seal.
And that was all the entry pass, led him right to the basket where he could turn into open space and put it up. They are just moving the ball perfectly right now at the beginning of the game.
Like you said, Graham, they do the little things really well, and that entry pass scored him a nice easy bucket, 6-0. That shot blocked by McGowan. Responded with a steal, and Transylvania on the board. It was Hunter Penn with the steal and score. Savovic going to reverse it, top of the key. Stoudemire moving to his right. Down low to McGowan, spinning, dribbling, going up and scoring. A lot of offense early on, Graham.
Yeah, and I just don't know what you can do against Miles McGowan right now. He is just on fire, creating so much space, and he is reading so well when he's getting his defenders in the air. That's going to make it really easy.
A response. Nice right-handed shot from Hunter Penn. It's 8-4. Savovic. Stoudemire pump fakes. Penetrates. Hits McGowan in the head, stays alive. Savovic, the mid-range jump shot, too short. Fight for the ball. And the Pioneers corral it. It's the freshman Ian Reeser. Kick it to the baseline. A lot of on-ball pressure from Rose-Hulman. The one-on-one matchup, Penn on McGowan. Penn going up with the right, not strong enough. Offensive rebound and up. And it forces a foul. Colby Napier will go to the free throw line.
And a look back at this McGowan layup. Creates so much space with that entry pass. And then an easy right-handed layup. A phenomenal start for him. And then a second look at this block.
Oh.
Absolutely stuffed. Transy would get it back, but the offense and defense on fire for the Engineers right now.
Napier's first free throw was good, and checking out for Rose-Hulman is Simon Blair, who hit that left-handed hook shot. Second free throw spins out. 3-point lead for the Engineers. Stoudemire up the floor. The Engineers are led by third-year head coach Nick Sales, who's off to the best start as a head coach, as that one's turned over.
Yeah, Savovich just tried to squeeze that one in there a little too hard. McGowan couldn't reel it in safely, and it just touched the baseline. But good signs again from Rose-Hulman, continuing to feed McGowan down low. They're not going away from their identity, and that was a key for them in this ball game.
Great on-ball pressure on the perimeter. Rose-Hulman bench loving it. Zach Stallman. Kick out to the baseline. Down low to Hunter Penn. Looking for a shot. And that's knocked loose out of bounds. Turnover. It stays with Rose-Hulman. They have a 3-point lead, and that's a timeout from Transylvania's head coach, Brian Lane. And we will step aside for just a moment on RHIT.TV. To 5 early on, 5 minutes into this one, and Graham, Rose-Hulman 4 of 5 from the field. What have you liked from their offense early on?
Well, they've done exactly what they've needed to, and that is establish Miles McGowan underneath early. He's already got exactly half of Rose-Hulman's points, and when they do that, then they can get the other pieces involved around the perimeter. Still no threes even taken for Rose-Hulman, but it doesn't even matter.
And forcing a timeout is the press from Transylvania, coming out of the timeout with some intensity. And we'll take a moment to thank some of our sponsors. Reynolds Farm Equipment. Reynolds Farm Equipment is a leading equipment dealer serving farmers, homeowners, landscapers, and commercial contractors in and throughout Indiana. Nothing runs like a deer. Give a call today to Reynolds Farm Equipment at 317-849-0810. So Transylvania forcing a timeout, some on-ball pressure, and we're going to need to see more of that from one of the best defenses in the conference.
Well, the thing about Transylvania is they've had such a disappointing start. The crowd is so involved, and yet they're only down by 3. It's
right.
Really not that much. They look so defeated and deflated going into that last break. But they're only down 3 points, so they've got to feel like they're in a really good spot to not just get back in this ball game, but tied up at the very next possible attempt.
And they're going to make it difficult. A full court press looking to trap. It's Stoudemire to Savovich. That one's knocked away. That's a turnover. And a quick change of pace as Savovich fouls underneath the basket. He fouled Brandon Rowe. And Brandon Rowe has started in 3 games this season. And that first free throw is good. 61% free throw shooter.
It was a good block underneath by Savovic, but just got a little bit of the trail arm as he followed through. That's why we got sent to the line.
Rowe knocks down both. 1 point deficit, still a full court press. Savovic picks it up. Back to Stoudemire. And they cross half court. Joey Schmitz moving to his right. Spinning, getting down to the paint, too strong. Rebounded by Brandon Rowe, and they're in transition. Pushing the pace is Drew Marshall. Kick out for 3, it's good. Zach Stahlman gives the Pioneers a 2-point lead.
And that's going to be money for Transylvania. If they keep moving in transition, they could create a lot of opportunities from beyond the arc.
Transylvania controlling some of the pace here. Up with the left hand, no good. Offensive tip-in from Hunter Penn, also no good. And Rose-Hulman catches a break. McGowan, top of the key. Savovic, pull-up jumper, it's good. Plenty of space for the mid-range jumper. We're tied at 10.
They got to get a little bit more of that. McGowan, he hasn't been down low in the last couple of possessions. He's been sitting more by the free throw line, so those other guys have to produce, and those mid-range jump shots are a perfect way to do just that.
Driving up with the right hand, it drops. Drew Marshall, a strong take. Driving to the left, going up with the right. A strong take. Joey Schmitz thought about the 3. And that's a blocking foul on Drew Marshall.
Take a look back at this play in transition from Transylvania. So many drawn towards the hoop. It was so easy to just send it out to the corner. Stahlman knocked it down. And then the Rose-Hulman bucket the last time down the floor. Beautiful pull-up jumper. You can see McGowan pretty far out. So that was the best shot that Savovic could draw up. Little mid-range jumper. It's money.
McGowan's got it. Stoudemire to Schmitz, and Schmitz was out of bounds. We'll take a moment to thank Morales Group Staffing. We're in business to create a better future for you, for your family, and for the community we share. We can match you with the right career or hire the right candidate for your company. Call Morales Group Staffing at 317-472-7600. 12-10 Transylvania. Entry pass way high underneath. For 3 once more, too strong. Zach Stahlman misses. Another 3, why not? It drops. Kobe Napier. 5-point advantage for Transy.
And that's what you got to watch out for. Napier, one of those guys that can light it up from 3 whenever he wants. Do not want to let him get going.
Turnover out of bounds.
Napier, he's got such good form, just goes straight up, elevates over his defender and Joey Schmitz, who just had that second turnover stepping on the sideline. And Charlie, we talked all pregame long about how this Rose-Hulman team does the little things well. Right now, those little things are not going as well as they want, and they're down 5. Could be evident of just not having the ball game that they want to so far.
2 early 3s. The back cut knocked loose. Turnover. Rose-Hulman's got it. Stoudemire cutting inside. Pull-up jumper falling away. No good. And tipping that out of bounds is Cole Pride. It's Transylvania basketball.
We've seen a lot with McGowan. We've seen a little bit from Savovic. I'd love to see Stoudemire get a little bit more involved. He's got a lot of speed and can really get downhill quick. He's just got to create some space like he did there. First one didn't go. That's fine. Go right back to it. Try to create that space down low.
And after the 6-0 start from Rose-Hulman, where they found all 3 baskets in the paint, Transy called a timeout, and they haven't looked back. They're up 5. Down low, some pressure underneath. A shot with the right hand, too strong. Studemeyer with it. Get it up top to Cole Pride. Studemeyer, the screen, he's gonna drive and kick for 3. It's no good, too strong. Jack Jennings misses. Transylvania gonna slow it down. Bit of a mismatch. Driving with the right. It's stolen. Savavich has it. He's pushing the pace. Goes up with the right hand. Too strong. The putback though. And the foul. Cole Pride, welcome to the program.
That's a great way not just to get back on the board, but to get the crowd involved. Straightaway lane for Savavich. He just blasts it off the backboard a little too hard. And then just right there, Cole Pride gets fouled as he goes up. Beautiful play and a chance to make it a 3-pointer.
And as there's a timeout after the and one, 15-12, Transylvania leads. When we return, you're listening to RHIT.TV.
Finding the right answer and trying again, that's really what dragged me to aerospace. I saw other people making amazing stuff on 3D printers, and I thought if I combine that art of 3D printing with engineering, I could make something as complex as an airplane. It all changed when I came to Rose-Hulman. I feel amazing that I have still 3 years to do something much more complex.
Hello and welcome to Game Day. My name is Keith Myers. I'm the Vice President of IndianaSRN. We're glad that you joined us today. If you'd like to see more content just like tonight, just hit the donate button. Every dollar that you donate will go right back into more games right here on IndianaSRN. This means more games for you. It's IndianaSRN, where you always have a front row seat.
Passion to Care, delivering care with more than 24 years of experience. As a prestige healthcare company, Passion to Care is driven by decades of expertise and a drive to go above and beyond. Call Passion to Care today at 317-537-1811. So after a quick run by Transylvania, an and one opportunity has fell in the lap of Cole Pride, looking for a 3-point play. Knocks it down. 2-point ball game, and now a full court press. These are two of the best defenses in the conference, and we've already seen 2 full court presses in this first half. It's Stallman at the top of the key. Napier thought about the 3. He'll hand it off to his teammate. Offensive board, Hunter Penn, and 1. And McGowan immediately going to check in for Rose-Hulman.
We need someone to guard against Hunter Penn, the 6th best rebounder in the HCAC with 103 total. He's already wreaked some havoc underneath, and there an and one opportunity. This is just a double-double guy. He'll get you at least 10 points and could really get you 10 rebounds in the blink of an eye. So you got to be careful. He may not be as big as a guy like McGowan, but his size and his presence is felt no matter what.
The free throw is good. 18-13, back up to 5. And Hunter Penn, 8 rebounds per game. He averages in double figures. Certainly a presence down low that we've seen. Studemeyer, down low to McGowan. Plenty of space, and he's doubled. Kick out for 3. It's good! Benny Smith from long range, the sophomore.
And that's why it was so important to establish McGowan down low early. That double comes, means that there's someone open on the floor who's not guarded, and that was Benny Smith. He took advantage. Big 3 points for the Fighting Engineers.
Back to a 2-point game. Napier Back out for an open three-pointer, too strong off the front rim. And a loose ball goes in Rose-Hulman's favor. Ian Reeser, the freshman, missing.
You get doubled, there's someone open. That just happened to be top of the key. Straightaway triple goes right through the heart for Benny Smith. McGowan, he's got to keep working down low. Before he subbed out, he was really up high, kind of towards the top of the key. If they can keep him down low on one of those blocks, they can deal a lot of damage going forward.
It's a close one, 10 minutes into the first half. Studemeyer gets his screen, and he turns it over. Hunter Penn's got it. He's pushing the pace in transition. Goes up with the left. Another and one. Can't get rid of this guy.
You can't. That's what he does. He's so good at creating contact. You want as hard as you can to go up for that block if you're Miles McGowan, because again, you've got an inch or two on him in height, so it feels like you can get there, but he will just put his body straight into your chest. Boom, right there. Creates space on the left side. Easy 2 points, easy foul call for the referee, and the Pioneers with a chance to make it 5 again.
And he is a threat because not only can he beat you in the paint, but that's the big fella on a fast break. I mean, he's dribbling the ball, pushing the pace, and he knocks down the free throw. Hunter Penn having himself a nice start to the first half.
Yeah, this Transy team, they've got a lot of good ball handlers, a lot of guys that can take it up the floor, so that Rose-Hulman defense, that Rose-Hulman press is going to have to be really disciplined if they want to make an impact.
McGowan to Smith, and there's a foul underneath.
Yeah, Ian Reesor just got a little bit handsy underneath, and that's an easy foul call. Simon Blair, maybe a little bit of a sell job, but he did it well, and that's what you got to do in these ball games.
That's right. Schmitz, the inbound to Savavic. He slips. Wet spot on the floor. Here's Joey Schmitz, the freshman, up to Savavic. McGowan kick out. Dribble drive. Almost a travel, and it's a missed opportunity. Good defense from Transy. Colby Napier, pump fake, he'll shoot it, he hits it. So dangerous from behind the arc, and he makes Rose-Hulman pay.
That is so nasty. A huge fake, gets the flyby wide open. And if they're knocking those down, again, not one of the hottest offensive teams, but if they can catch fire, they are going to be so dangerous.
Savavic down low to Simon Blair. And somehow scoops it with the left hand to silence the Pioneers' run.
Blair, he's had a good start to the ball game, but again, that entry pass doing a whole lot. Little pocket pass from Savavic to create some space and give Blair just an instance of time to set that up.
Catch and shoot, too short. Joey Schmitz rebounds it. Savavic, entry pass to McGowan. We've seen it early. Double team comes. Danny Smith to Schmitz. The open three. It's good. Exchanging triples are Joey Schmitz and Colby Napier. 3-point ball game.
And it's like clockwork right now for the Fighting Engineers. You get it to McGowan, a guy nearly averaging a double-double. They're going to double team him. You just have to find the open man, and they are.
Good offense from Rose-Hulman. Here's Reeser, the freshman, loses his balance. Savavic, pull-up three. Good. We are tied at 24. Some would say that's a bad shot, but it went down.
Yeah, I mean, he had confidence, and that's all you need in that situation. Beautiful stripe show.
Ian Reeser underneath. He's fouled by Miles McGowan.
Just losing the handle underneath. Reeser, he looks like he just tripped up a little bit. Created all kinds of time and space for Savavic. Didn't hear any footsteps. There were some behind him, but he drills it. Beautiful shot.
The score 24-24. We'll be back. You are watching RHIT.TV.
They say nice guys don't finish first. So maybe it's time to reconsider what it means to be first.
It's about being your best, but knowing you could be even better.
It's being present, but respectful of history.
You sure you want to make that move?
It's donating something more valuable than money.
It's believing in yourself and something bigger.
It's coming from different families, but treating each other like brothers.
It's not just being a man, it's being a Mason.
Hey, thanks for joining us tonight. We consider it a privilege to have you as one of our listeners and viewers. If you'd like to see more content just like tonight, just hit the donate button. Every dollar that you donate will go right back into more games right here on IndianaSRN, which means more games for you. It's IndianaSRN, where you always have a front row seat.
Back at Holbert Arena, 24-24.
The offense, phenomenal for both sides. Simon Blair, he's getting going with Miles McGowan out. And then Joey Schmitz starting to fire up from beyond the arc. Again, you double team McGowan, there's got to be an open guy on the floor, and Rose-Hulman finding that guy. That time in Joey Schmitz, they are firing, and if McGowan stays low, it is going to be hard for Transy to stop him, Charlie.
And Joey Schmitz, the freshman, fresh off a Player of the Week after a career-high 28 points and 8 threes. He is coming into full form at the college level. And as we come back from the timeout, it's Ian Reeser, another freshman at the free throw line for 2 shots. First one's good, and Boilermaker Local 374 represents highly skilled, highly motivated workers in field construction and metal fabrication throughout the state of Indiana. When you need a safe, dependable workforce for a new build or an upgrade, your job is right there at Boilermakers Local 374. So Reeser makes both free throws, and Graham, we still see that full court press from one of the best defenses in the conference, trying to make it tough on Rose-Hulman.
And it really is. Rose-Hulman, they're having a tough time. They're inbounding with Studemeyer, who's your main ball handler and one of your quickest. Oh, actually, excuse me, Studemeyer's out. This is Benny Smith, number 21. I didn't see the one on the jersey, just the 2. But with Studemeyer out, it's going to make it a whole lot easier for this press to be impactful.
Rose-Hulman able to get it across half court, 15 to shoot. Schmitz guarded closely, and that's a reach-in foul on Drew Marshall. It's funny, every player on Transylvania is from Kentucky.
That's right. Homegrown.
Homegrown. That's right. Bluegrass fed.
As our producer, Chuck Levine, says.
2-point ball game. Pioneers lead narrowly. Savavich, kick out, almost stolen. Gosh, this perimeter defense, so tough to dribble drive down low.
They're doing a really good job, too, of switching is Transylvania. Not so much when they're trying to double team, but Dakota Caps, he got a hand on that ball to send it out of play, and then really turned around and was frustrated because he felt the switch should have been faster and he should have gotten that ball and then moved it in transition. So high expectations for this team on defense, and they're one of the best defensive teams in the conference. That's why.
And this inbound is finally brought in. Simon Blair, double team, contested 3, and it goes! Cole Pride. Rose-Hulman regains the lead, 27-26. Down low, Hunter Penn, he's doubled.
And they say defense wins championships, but when offense is as strong as Simon Blair, you can make a contested 3. I don't know what defense can do. That was just a beautiful confident stroke, from Cole Pride. Simon Blair with the dish off.
Hunter Penn too strong, rebounded by Simon Blair. Joey Schmitz with the basketball. Down low, Cole Pride, one dribble, fading and scoring. 3-point lead.
Soft touch from Cole Pride. He can make it from anywhere on the floor. That's another great addition. If McGowan needs some rest or if Simon Blair needs some rest, bring in Cole Pride and let him do his stuff down low.
Cole Pride has scored the last 5 points, and we see a tie-up. It'll be Rose-Hulman basketball after the jump ball. And coming into this game, we knew it was competitive. You see that jump ball. Transy wanted a foul. But Graham, we knew this was going to be a tough, competitive, defensive game, and that's exactly what it's been.
It is. It's been so defensive, but the offenses are also doing pretty well.
Yeah.
The question was going to be who could adapt to whose defense, and both teams are doing it. It's really impressive.
Yeah.
No one side has been better than the other.
Both teams fighting for every possession thus far. Savavich on Hunter Penn. He's going to go up with the left, just too strong. Brandon Rowe corrals it. Brandon Rowe's going to find Drew Marshall. Driving up with the left. It just falls out, and an offensive rebound, also no good. Cole Pride dunks the basketball. He gets the fans on their feet and forces a timeout. Cole Pride has scored Rose-Hulman's last 7 points.
How about Cole Pride bringing the sledgehammer? Entry pass down low. Can't do that. You can't commit to going for the steal on the entry pass, because if you're off, you're not going to recover. And no one knows that you're going for it. That is as easy as it gets for Cole Pride. He's in double-digit points.
Yeah.
Didn't start, wasn't in the first round of substitutions, but he has been their go-to guy.
Back cut, it goes. Good pass from Hunter Penn. Silence in the crowd just a tad.
Hard to silence this crowd fully.
Studemeyer checks back in for Danny Smith. Savavich has it. Goes to his left. Not able for a jumper, so we'll get it out to Schmitz. Schmitz an open lane. It's too easy. Back up to 5 is the Rose-Hulman lead.
Communication is the name of the game, and that time Transylvania just a little out of sorts. As easy as it gets for Joey Schmitz.
Down low to Brandon Rowe. Rowe on Savavich. He's got to kick it out. Dakota Caps with the basketball. He's knocked loose. Caps still with it. He's double teamed. Finds Brandon Rowe. One to shoot. He's got to get it up. Shot clock violation. And this arena is fired up. Brandon Rowe wants a foul call. Joey Schmitz, a wide open lane, makes the defense pay. As there's a timeout on the floor, we will take it with them. Rose-Hulman 33, Transylvania 28. You're watching RHIT.TV.
We're doing things so quickly. A lot of times we know that we need help. So our professors all know us by name.
Basically, everybody knows everybody here.
That one-on-one personal connection you're getting with the faculty, you don't get that a lot of places.
We're not just saying, here, go do this hard project. We are right there with them. We work with them.
The faculty are there for you.
Piper Logistics. For more than 2 decades, the seasoned professionals at Piper Logistics have consistently been the trusted allies for all your inventory management, warehousing, fulfillment, and transportation needs. We stand as your comprehensive logistics partner. Ride with us. Call Piper Logistics today at 317-396-1023. So, Graham, it's a narrow 5-point lead. Both teams playing each other very close. And the defense has been on full display. How can Colby Napier get back into this game? How can Transylvania go on a run against this defense?
It's going to be tough. I mean, Rose-Hulman is firing off on all cylinders right now. There doesn't appear to be a single hole in their game plan. It's really going to come down to more penetration, I think. It looks like Transy's maybe moving it around a little too much, scared to send in those entry passes, but those entry passes are how you establish your inside game, and then that creates a perimeter three-point shooting game. So Transy, they're getting shots off. They've shot more than Rose-Hulman has. They just haven't made nearly as many of their shots.
Yeah, Transy gonna have to get the ball down low and establish their paint presence. Like you said, that'll be something to watch for to close the first half. Here's an entry pass to Pride. Why not add 2 more to the tally? Cole Pride, he's got 12. Here's Napier. Schmidt's defending. Back up to Brandon Rowe. Catch and shoot. It goes. Man, lightning fast release.
Yeah, Colby Napier is so dangerous. And it doesn't matter if he has that much space because he can still hit him, but you just need to get him this split second of time to elevate in front of his defender. That's going to be the key for him getting those buckets down.
I mean, he gets that shot off in 0.3 of a second. Here's Schmitz. He's going to try one himself. It goes! Back and forth. And Rose-Hulman, Graham, just a response at every turn.
Yeah, these teams trading highlight after highlight. And if the 3 balls are falling, who knows what's going to happen. These teams haven't made threes, and all of a sudden, they're drilling them from everywhere.
So much for 2 bottom 3 offenses in the conference. This one knocked loose. Still in the possession. Caps will try one. It's off the front of the rim. Pushing the pace is Rose-Hulman. Savavich saves it. And Nick Sales wanting to slow the pace down with 2 minutes remaining. Wanting an entry pass. They'll get it down to Pride. Too strong. And that's a turnover.
And that's what you can't do if you're Rose-Hulman. You can't be too eager and force an entry pass down low. That's how it's taken away easily.
And didn't know if that was an alley-oop, an entry pass, a miscue offensively for Transy. And Brandon Rowe commits the turnover. He checks out for Hunter Barr.
Frustration from Brandon Rowe and the Transylvania offense. Colby Napier telling him just keep it on the ground, go to the bounce passes, don't lob it up, try to deliver those where only your guy can get it, then it doesn't matter how fast you're sending them.
Rose-Hulman, the best scoring defense in the conference. Studemeyer, he's blocked by Hunter Penn. Good defense from the Pioneers. 1:15. Dakota Caps looking down low, like you said, Graham, nothing's there. And they'll get it down. Kick out for 3. Hunter Penn doesn't want to shoot it. He'll drive with the left. 2 dribbles, and he scores. 5-point game.
There's the Hunter Penn way. Just go straight into your chest, pulling up through contact, and hope if you're the defense that no foul is called.
Hunter Penn's already had 2 and 1s this afternoon. Cole Pride for 3. It goes. He's unconscious. 15 for Pride. Back up. 41-33. 25 seconds. 6 seconds between shot and game clock. There's a tie-up. Jump ball. And it is Transylvania basketball.
Rose-Hulman just on a tear. 6 for 7 from deep territory. 85%. That is unreal. I don't think they've done that this season. This has got to be the highest they've shot. We'll make that sure. But unbelievable start to this game for Rose-Hulman.
And we'll keep it here. 18 seconds. 5 seconds separating shot and game clock. And you look at Rose-Hulman, right? Like you said, 6 of 7 from 3. Joey Schmitz pulls up for 3, and yeah, 6 of 7 for 3, Graham. Do you think they can keep that up in the second half? I mean, Pioneers down 8 points. You can't expect them to keep making threes at this rate.
No, and that's the thing. If you're Transylvania, who's also a very good three-point shooting team, Colby Napier knocked one down earlier, you've got to think to yourself at this point, okay, the Fighting Engineers are shooting the lights out, and we're down 8. We're not that far off. If they just start missing even half of those, we are right back in this ball game.
68%. Here's the jumper. It's too strong. Joey Schmitz has a full court in front of him. He'll slow it down, though. Nick Sales wants the last shot. Joey Schmitz, 5 seconds. He's double teamed. Down low. It's stolen. 3 seconds. 2 seconds at the horn. And it's too strong. That will end the first half, Graham. 17 of 25 from the field. 68% is Rose-Hulman.
It's phenomenal. I mean, such a strong performance. I think if you told Transylvania that they'd be shooting over 42% from the floor through the first half, they would be so happy. I think that they'd love that, not knowing that their opponent shot 68%. Every shot that they looked at, it felt like it had a chance to go down, and that's in part because they established their post game right from the beginning. Miles McGowan, Simon Blair, Cole Pride, 3 guys who were feasting down low, and when you do that, you can get as many three-pointers off as you like because that defense has to double them down low.
42% from the field is Transylvania, 68% for Rose-Hulman. 8-point game, and we will have the second half in just a moment. 41-33 Rose-Hulman. You're watching RHIT.TV.
Brian Chrisman joins me today. And Brian, talk a little bit about the winter and Wheeler Mission and how important it is for people to help Wheeler Mission, because winter means homeless and homeless means people in the cold. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, I mean, we really serve a lot of people year round, no matter what the weather is, right? And so we serve anywhere from 700 to 900 people who are experiencing homelessness every single night. But when winter hits, that can become life or death. So if you're stuck out in the cold, happens every year. IMPD will find people out in the cold and encourage them to come in. But if they don't catch them in time, I mean, again, life and death. And so it's vital that our doors are open. And so we do that. Our staff shows up every day to make sure our doors are open. We serve 1,000 meals a day plus every single day. That's a nice, warm, nutritious meal. Donors provide that. Donors provide our food, coffee, something hot to drink. You know, donors provide that. So there's a lot of opportunities to get involved at Wheeler to make sure we can get through winter, or to work at Wheeler. We need staff, and so we're always looking for staff to get us through the winter time. We spread ourselves thin during winter, making sure that anybody can find space, and so we have bed capacities. For sure, but we go beyond that every winter to make sure that the city has an option for people who are experiencing homelessness in the dead of winter.
Schools out there that are watching this program with our reach, maybe they want to do a sock drive, or they want to do a sweatshirt drive. They can contact our office at IndianaSRN, or they can contact you. Where's a contact, or who would be a contact that maybe we want to do a sock drive? I think that would be a great idea for SRN to start one of those sock drives. How would that? What does that look like?
Yeah, so if you go to wheelermission.org, we have our needs lists that are right there on our website. Those change sometimes in the winter, but there are some needs that are pretty much continual when it comes to hygiene items, when it comes to warm items to get us through the winter. So when you're talking about coats, especially bigger sizes for people that come through, we want to make sure a lot of people that come to our mission, they come with the clothes on their back, right? And so we need to make sure they have something to wear during their stay with us, and which could be for a few weeks, could be for a couple months. And so go to our website, wheelermission.org. You can donate directly there, whether it's a financial donation or you can look at our needs list. You can even find drop-off locations. You can drop it off at some of the barns that we have around the city, or come right down to Wheeler Mission, drop it off right there. But we need this community's support. So greatest thing about Indianapolis is it is a generous community.
Yes.
It is a community that steps up when there's a need. And there's 1,700 homeless individuals in our community. That number has risen 5% just over the last year. Wheeler Mission is the main place for those individuals to go, has been since 1893, over 130 years. And so support that ministry so that those doors can be open, making sure that every man, woman, and child that needs to come inside can come inside and not only get warm, but get nutritious meals, food, shelter, and care. And so beyond that, we take them through a whole journey of program to make sure that they come out our back door different people. But the first things first, right? Get them fed and get them warm and get them safe.
Since it's basketball season and we cover over 300 games a year on IndianaSRN, we challenge our basketball teams and our basketball programs to get involved. There are meals that need to be served. Tell our teams out there how they can help and serve meals.
Yeah, no better way to really open your eyes to the community's needs than to stand in front of people who are desperately in need and hand them a meal, hand them what they're asking for that day. So great group opportunity is to volunteer at Wheeler Mission. You can go to wheelervolunteer.org. You can sign up a group. It can take an hour and a half to come down and serve a lunch. You can get 12, 15 people involved in that, a dinner. Come down either at our men's shelter or our women's shelter. It's a really cool experience for teams, not only to help in a way that you're making a difference, but to see the people that you're helping, right? To hand a meal to someone and smile and say hi to someone literally in their darkest moment, right? So
best assist they can ever make.
Oh yeah,
is to serve a meal.
That's a good point. It's a slam dunk.
It's a slam dunk, yeah. Exactly. For IndianaSRN, this is Keith Myers.
My spec for going to college was quite simple. I narrowed the field down to two choices. Rose-Hulman obviously is the one I eventually chose, but the other choice that I had was Harvard. But when I got there, the staff spent a lot of time emphasizing that I'm going to be studying with sons of senators and congressmen and presidents and CEOs and all of these big shots. And the whole time I was thinking, I'm way not going to fit in here. And when I went to Rose-Hulman, I met a lot of really smart, really talented people that were much more like me. It's obviously a smaller community, but it's a smaller community with a capital C. I really felt more at home at Rose-Hulman. My name is Greg Lowe, and I'm the CEO of Wolfspeed in Durham, North Carolina. I'm a 1984 graduate of Rose-Hulman with a BSEE degree. When I graduated from Rose-Hulman, I joined Texas Instruments as a field sales engineer and eventually ended up running the analog business at TI, and then eventually became the CEO of Freescale Semiconductor and now Wolfspeed Semiconductor. Wolfspeed is a semiconductor company. We make power semiconductors, but we do it on a different technology called silicon carbide. When you produce a chip using silicon carbide and you compare that with a chip on silicon, it's substantially more efficient. Basically, that means it wastes less energy. What I could see happening is the world moving from the internal combustion engine to the electric car. And what were going to be the key drivers of that? Well, it was going to be getting a long range and being able to refuel or recharge your car quickly. And silicon carbide does exactly that. I think silicon carbide is probably the prime catalyst to move us off of fossil fuels. We're developing a technology that's actually going to enable bluer skies and cleaner air and less carbon emissions and less warming and so forth. And I think that's something that's very motivating to the organization.
When I catch myself becoming curious, I notice my peripheral vision attenuating.
There's definitely a thrill.
Definitely keeps me up at night.
I think I'm somebody who, when I'm curious about something, I take immediate action. I'm immediately like running.
Curiosity for me, if I had to describe it in terms of a physical sensation, it would definitely be an itch. I have to scratch that until that sensation is gone.
It is definitely just an itch I can't scratch until I figure out what's going on, figure out what is at the bottom of everything.
What initially drew me in is, as a kid, you're like, hi, yes, up is black at night. So I think that was really appealing to me, knowing that there was some hidden magic behind this veil of darkness. I do really like space. Space is one of my favorite things, just in general, all of space. 10 out of 10.
The kind of brain that thrives is a curious mind.
Curiosity is such an important part of the academic endeavor.
And without curiosity, we wouldn't have the society we have today.
You don't explore the unknown if you're not curious.
So things as an instructor is seeing that aha moment in your students' eyes. I live for that. I teach for that.
I mean, you can't teach curiosity. You just need to encourage your student to be curious. Curious in anything that they do. Curious so that it brings out the innovations, the new ideas.
Welcome back to the second half of action here at Holbert Arena. It is an 8-point lead for Rose-Hulman after one half. And Graham, leading the way for Rose-Hulman, it's been Cole Pride. He's got 13 points. He's the leading scorer, and he's 5 of 5 from the field. Do we think Rose-Hulman, who is 6 of 7 from 3, they're shooting 68%, can they keep up these numbers here in the second half?
Realistically, the answer is probably no. I think it's going to come down to how quickly do they start and how quickly can they get the crowd involved. Because the crowd did such a good job of rallying behind this Rose-Hulman team and really getting hyped when they got hyped, getting them more hyped, and just making them want to take the shots that they knew they could make. So I think it comes down to the crowd, honestly, Charlie. I think that it's going to be hard for them to shoot 68+% from the floor for a second straight half, but I think it's doable. If this crowd shows that they're here to play for the rest of the second half and they're not going home, I think the offense of Rose-Hulman could show the same thing.
And you look at Transylvania, 42% from the field, 40% from 3. Those aren't necessarily bad numbers, and those are more realistic numbers. And if you're Transylvania, if you want to get back into this game, force some turnovers out of the gate, control the pace. If you go on a run, you can change the outcome of this game, but you can't let Rose-Hulman go scorching hot to start the second half.
That's exactly right. Transylvania's job to start out this second half is to make Rose-Hulman feel unsettled, make them feel like that first half was a fluke, and that they can't do that again. The crowd, you got to take the crowd out of it. That's the big thing. Score some big buckets early, have some good defensive stops, and this is a team that can do that. They've got a really good defense. They've had a strong offense. I think if you told them that they'd be shooting 40-40 through one half, they'd be thrilled. So they've got to stick to their game plan. Assume that Rose-Hulman can't do what they did in the first half again, but make sure that it doesn't happen again by taking the crowd completely out of the arena.
Yeah, and the crowd definitely had a big help in those first few minutes when Rose-Hulman went up 6-0 early on. You could feel the crowd, and the crowd played an impact in that first half. So Transylvania, 20 more minutes to get things going in the right direction, and under head coach Brian Lane entering his 23rd season. This group is well coached, and they have everything they need. They have all the tools to come back, down 8. As we're underway in half number 2 of the doubleheader. The men's team and the women's team both playing today. Women's team played at 1 p.m. Here's Studemeyer to Schmitz. On-ball screen. Simon Blair up top. Schmitz a step back. He's going to drive with the right, just missing the mark. And a rebound for Transylvania. Hunter Penn leading the charge. Underneath, he's blocked, but it's called a foul. It's a foul on Simon Blair, and it's Hunter Barr going to the free throw line.
Exactly the start that Transylvania wanted out of the half. Schmitz did a really good job of creating space and getting a good look, but just a little too strong off the glass. Transylvania getting some momentum of their own, creating some noise from their own bench. That's the thing, they got to capitalize. Didn't on that first one.
7 of 9 from the charity stripe so far. Hunter Barr suiting up for his second one. Today's broadcast is brought to you by Officially Human. Our mission is to restore respect to game officials and recognize them as authorities on the fields and courts. Do your part to practice good sportsmanship. If we don't have officials, we can't play. So missing both free throws is Transy, and a missed opportunity to start the second half. Here's a foul as Simon Blair gets knocked out of bounds.
Yeah, Charlie, those 2 free throws, even making one of those, could have really sucked the air out of the gym. But if you miss both, then it gives life back to the student section, and it makes them feel like they're maybe a little bit more invincible and that their team has got this in the bag. So it'll be interesting to see how Rose-Hulman and the crowd responds.
Studemeyer going against the drop coverage. They get the switch underneath to McGowan. He's double-teamed, kick out to Studemeyer. Open three-pointer goes. Just a simple 2-man game. They got the double team on McGowan, kick out for 3, something you talked about early on.
Yeah, they're doing that so well. If they're going to double McGowan, someone's got to be open. And the big thing, the open players are hitting their shots 7 for 8 from beyond the arc.
A foul underneath. My goodness, that was a lot of bodies being thrown around in the paint. And it'll be a shooting foul for Hunter Penn, the leading scorer. Or rather, sorry, it'll be Zach Stallman at the free throw line. Checking in is Cole Pride for the Engineers. Lead up to 11. And his first shot is good. As Transylvania comes into this at 4-2 or 5-1, in conference play, neck and neck with the undefeated 6-0 Rose-Hulman. 6-0 and 5-1 in conference play are the two teams. Studemeyer at the top, 15 to shoot, moves to his left, kick out to a wide open Cole Pride, and it just is off, too short. Much needed miss.
That's exactly right. I was going to say Transy needs to bank on those, but can't give them that much space. They're going to miss a couple, but it's got to be because of good defense, not because of happenstance.
Hop step, gets fouled on the way up. Miles McGowan, the culprit. And heading to the free throw line is Hunter Barr, the sophomore forward, standing at 6'8". Got to convert these free throws. The first one is good. IndianaSRN sports page. Wall-to-wall sports news every day. High school, college, pro sports, we have it all. Check it out, IndianaSRN.org, and click on the sports page tab. It's IndianaSRN.org. Second free throw, no good. 8-point game.
And a huge offensive rebound off the missed free throw from Transy. Got a chance here to make a unconventional three-point play, you could say.
And they're trying to get Colby Napier open. Wasn't there. Get it to him again. Napier on the drive. The floater, too short. Rebounded, though. Pump fake. He's going up too strong again. Hunter Barr, too strong. A good look, though.
Hunter Barr has dominated the paint early on in this second half, but hasn't been able to convert off of it.
And Hunter Barr commits the foul on Miles McGowan.
And Zach Stallman, the senior, stepping up to Hunter Barr, just telling him it's all right, got to calm down a little bit. Energy and aggressiveness is at an all-time high, but they just got to calm down, play their game.
Joey Schmitz on the baseline, and he steps out of bounds, a turnover. So both teams kind of trading turnovers, not quite at the pace of the first half, working up to that point. As they find themselves down 8. Underneath, he's fouled by McGowan.
I'll tell you what Transy's done really well to start off this second half, Charlie, is they've forced Rose-Hulman to play at their pace. Rose-Hulman were absolutely the dictators in the first half. They set the tone. They said, this is how we're going to play basketball. But now, Transy, they've already forced, 3 trips to the line for themselves? It is just domination right now when it comes to pushing the pace.
3rd trip to the free throw line, yes. You got to convert. I mean, 1 of 2 there, 1 of 2 here. You're leaving points on the table. As here's that full court press again. Studemeyer's going to cross the timeline, slow it down. Perimeter defense is going to be a sense of urgency for Transy, trying to climb their way back. Savavic, pull-up jumper inside the three-point line, laces it. He's been money inside the three-point line. Transy trying to find their groove. On the drive is Stallman, underneath to Barr. It's good. Hunter Barr is good underneath. And he makes up for the foul.
There's clearly been some emphasis to get Hunter Barr more involved. Didn't have any points in the first half, and now he's up to 4 or 5.
Studemeyer kick out to Savavic. His three-pointer too strong. McGowan is fouled on the offensive rebound attempt, and he's fouled by Hunter Penn. So it stays with the Engineers.
McGowan, he's an absolute beast underneath, and again, he's got a few more inches on the big men of Transylvania, so if he can just go up and even create contact, it's going to be a good chance that he either gets the rebound or gets the foul. That time, Penn just throwing his body a little too far back into the body of McGowan, who's reaching over the top to try to reel that rebound home.
Stoppage of play. Brian Lane wants a word with the referee, maybe arguing that over the back foul. Brian Lane, head coach of Transylvania, in his career, 377 and 239, his overall record. Joey Schmitz for 3, too strong. Knocked loose, stays in Rose-Hulman's favor. Schmitz has it. Working around the perimeter. Savavic, pull-up 3, goes! In front of his own student section, and they're lifting him up. 49-39.
And that second possession, all thanks to Miles McGowan, just elevating and tipping that ball back out to give his team a second look, and a three-pointer drilled. So good, just elevating right in front of his defender, creates just enough space on that step back. Beautiful stroke from Savavic.
So much confidence from Savavic. 49-39, there's a full timeout. We will take it with them. 10-point lead on RHIT.TV.
So my goal is to get involved in space industry and learn about what lies beyond the Earth's horizon. I came across Rose Rocketry. I saw, hey, they're doing some really cool stuff. They're building rockets. Being at Rose, I was able to hone my engineering skills to push myself to get involved in the field further and learn about all these different opportunities. And I don't think I would have really gotten that at a bigger university.
Calling officials cheaters or corrupt, insulting referees,
threatening officials,
berating young umpires, learning the ropes,
violent language in the stands,
screaming at a referee in the parking lot. It's not a game.
Today's broadcast is brought to you by Make a Difference. Help us put more student athletes on TV by logging on to IndianaSRN.org, directing your donation to a specific school, or hit the donate button. More games, more opportunity for our kids. IndianaSRN, where you always have a front row seat. Transylvania will inbound, down 10. Stallman underneath to Penn. And how about that bucket? High pointed the basketball, went up with the right hand. Impressive. Schmitz loses control. Stoudemire, he's hit 1 3 today. Out to Cole Pride, he'll drive to the basket, and he misses the dunk. The Pioneers have a chance, it's a 4-on-5. Brandon Rowe on the drive, feeds it off to Reeser, and he's blocked by McGowan. Defense making up for it. Schmitz for 3, goes again. Joey Schmitz, another 3-ball.
Rose-Hulman just firing in every category. You thought the miss from Cole Pride would come back to bite them, but they get 3 points. 3 points last time I checked is better than 2. They are rolling.
Down low to Reeser, going up with the right, off the back iron and down.
The Pioneers, they're playing well. They're getting the looks that they want down low. It's just not enough to catch the 3 shooting.
Schmitz's 3 is too strong, and that foul's on McGowan. And yeah, Rose-Hulman just being so good all game long. As you see that block from McGowan. Defense to offense. Stoudemire finding the hot hand, and that's another triple to the tally. The 9th 3-ball of the afternoon for Rose-Hulman.
On 14 attempts.
Yeah. We thought they would cool down, and so far they haven't.
No. They're shooting better from 3 than Transylvania shooting from the field.
52-43. Still plenty of time for the Pioneers to go on a run. Dakota Capps double teamed down to the freshman Reeser. A nice cut to Napier, down low again to Penn, who drops it in.
That's what they got to do. They just got to keep feeding Hunter Penn. 16 points on the ball game. Rose-Hulman doesn't have an answer for him. Got to keep feeding the beast while he's hot.
Down to a 7-point deficit. Stoudemire, the pull-up jumper. He gets it to drop. A big-time bucket to keep him at arm's length away.
Only the 4th and 5th points of the evening for Stoudemire, but man, when he creates space and elevates, it's hard to block him.
Here's Stallman, scoop shot, no good, rolls off the front of the rim, and it's Engineers basketball. Danny Smith will check in for Joey Schmitz. Danny Smith has hit a 3-pointer today. Leading scorer for Rose-Hulman is Joey Schmitz, who just checked out. He has 15. 18 points for Hunter Penn of Transylvania. Here's the full court press. We've seen it all game. Simon Blair with the ball. He's trapped. Still trapped. And they find it up top to slow it down. Looks like Rose-Hulman running a set play. And they blitz the on-ball screen. Hunter Penn is who the foul calls on. 9-point game. Rose-Hulman has kept it at 7. They've kept a 7-point lead anywhere. 7 to 10 points is kind of where the lead has been.
Yeah, it hasn't gotten too big. Transylvania's done a good job of cutting it down when the crowd gets involved.
Good backdoor cut. It's denied. And they're going to call a foul on Brandon Rowe. Or Dakota Caps.
And confusion and frustration from the coaching staff and bench of Transylvania. They thought that was as clean as it comes. Hard to tell from our angle, but might get a better look at it here.
Nice backdoor. That's a block. That looks like a block.
That is very close, very convincing block.
Now, I mean, Studemeyer sold it though with falling to the ground. So good job to sell it and get to the free throw line, but he misses the first.
Studemeyer, the best free throw shooter on this ball team, on this ball club, 86%.
A rare miss as he knocks down the second one. 10-point lead. 12:45 to go. Rose-Hulman looking to stay undefeated in conference play. Transylvania looking to take the #1 spot in the conference. Dribble drive will bring it back out to Drew Marshall. Underneath the pen, errant pass, it's a turnover.
Phenomenal job from Cole Pride applying pressure when Transylvania started to bleed. Drew Marshall picked up that dribble in the corner. Probably the one place you don't want to be when you don't have a dribble. And Cole Pride put his hands up, put his chest right into the body of Drew Marshall, and he just had to give it away. Had no space and no time to get off a clean pass.
And for the #1 defense in the conference, that is what makes them so tough, knowing how to put pressure on the ball handlers. And Studemeyer nearly loses his balance. He regains control. Here's Simon Blair. Fake back cut. Savavich for 3. Short. Dakota Caps in transition to Drew Marshall. Goes up with the right. Too strong offensive rebound. No good. Another one, and it's an and one. It was Brandon Rowe with the offensive rebound put back for an and one opportunity.
How does Brandon Rowe, in a sea of white and red, come down with that rebound twice? Not once, but twice. 4 Rose-Hulman players around him, and he bags that board 2 times in a row over a 6'5" Simon Blair. Nonetheless, such a good individual effort from Brandon Rowe. He absolutely deserves this trip to the line.
And those are the plays that can kickstart a scoring run. Rowe makes the 3-point play. 7-point game. Studemeyer to Savavich. Simon Blair spinning to his left and gets it to fall.
That's such a tough bucket. Spinning, he was off balance. Left foot so far in the air, almost at his hip, and he still found a way to bank that in.
Drew Marshall thinks about the 3. Hard drive to the baskets. And that's a foul on Rose-Hulman.
Look at this layup. Spinning off balance, his feet start to go out from under him. It's just a prayer, and he puts it perfectly off the white box on the backboard. I didn't play basketball for too long, but I learned that if you hit that box with the layup, it's going in, and
That's
it
right.
sure did.
Timeout on the floor. We will step aside. Rose-Hulman 57, Transylvania 48. You're watching RHIT.TV.
We're doing things so quickly. A lot of times we know that we need help.
A good engineer, a good mathematician, a good scientist can identify problems.
But in order to be a great scientist or engineer, you've got to have curiosity and you've got to have creativity, and that's what's going to set you apart.
You can't teach curiosity. You just need to encourage your students to be curious. Curious in anything that they do. Curious so that it brings out the innovations, the new ideas.
Welcome back to Holbert Arena. And coming out of halftime, Rose-Hulman was 6 of 7 from 3. We thought they would cool off. We thought Transylvania would put an end to that scoring spree, but still it's Rose-Hulman in control, making the right plays, playing winning basketball.
That's exactly right. It hasn't necessarily been as pretty or as glamorous in the second half so far for Rose-Hulman. The crowd hasn't been nearly as involved, but they're finding ways to get that ball in the basket, whether it be from beyond the arc or a crazy falling layup off balance. They're just getting it done. It's so impressive. And Transylvania, they've responded pretty well. They haven't let the lead get too far out of their grasps, but still, such good play so far from Rose-Hulman.
Drew Marshall knocks in the first free throw. This broadcast is brought to you by Family Source Insurance. Pat Cherry is your independent agent representing Ohio Mutual Insurance. Call him today for coverage tomorrow, 317-894-7000. As Marshall drops in both free throws. And Graham, I feel like I've said this plenty of times, but it's back to a 7-point game. Danny Smith, he's double teamed, and that's a foul. And Drew Marshall jumped right on top of Danny Smith and tries to plead his case that it's not a foul.
The student section having some fun with Drew Marshall. That'll happen at these kinds of close games in a big conference play. That student section has been loud.
I'm sure there's some words being said down on the court. Almost halfway with the second half. Studemeyer on the baseline. Entry pass to Cole Pride against the big fella Hunter Penn. 3 to shoot. Goes up with the right. No good. Rebound Simon Blair, also no good. A good stop. And that's a foul on Danny Smith. A reach-in foul.
Transylvania sitting pretty out of that timeout. They get a big stop on their defensive end and now trip to the line. This is exactly what they needed to happen. They're within 7, which is about as close as they've been, but a big substitute just came in for Rose-Hulman.
Joey Schmitz checks back in. The leading scorer for the Engineers, the Fighting Engineers. The 1-and-1, no good. Another missed opportunity to chip away at the lead. Cole Pride to Savovich. Driving baseline. Kick out to Schmitz. Another one to Pride, one more to Studemeyer. He's going to let one fly. Misses off the right side of the iron. Transylvania looking for quick offense. Down low to Hunter Penn. Blair and Penn. Moving to his right, gets it. Nice strong finish from Hunter Penn.
They got to keep feeding him. He has been an absolute monster in this ball game. 20-point ball game for Hunter Penn. He has been a huge scoring presence for them down low.
He's got 20 points, and there's the turnover. 5-point game. Dakota Caps a 2-on-1. Dumps it to Penn and one. Hunter Penn. His third and one of the contest. It's a 3-point game. This just got interesting.
Yeah, extremely. He is a monster. Hunter Penn going straight into the body. That's what he does.
Oh, yeah.
And Simon Blair a little too handsy, didn't get vertical quickly enough. Hunter Penn, what a showing from this young man.
3-point play, no good. Not enough legs. A one-possession game, though. Kobe Studemeyer to McGowan. Rose-Hulman in need of a bucket. They'll get it to Savovich, to Schmitz. Working around the perimeter. What a response from the perimeter defense of Transylvania. Studemeyer, the jumper, too strong. Offensive rebound, McGowan. And it looks like a foul is called instead of a jump ball.
Yeah, surprising there because that was pretty clean, it looked like, from our angle. It seemed like the Pioneers got some hands on the ball, not necessarily the arms or elbows, but the defense of the Pioneers on that possession was so strong. Hard to tell from this angle. At the very end, it definitely looked like a jump ball, but there might have been contact before the very end of that play.
McGowan's 1-1. No good. He throws it off himself. They're going to say it's with McGowan. The referee did not see it bounce off of McGowan. So I hate to pretend to be a referee, but that is a missed call. And they're going to talk about it. McGowan tried to throw it off Dakota Capps. The referee saw it off Capps. Didn't see it reflect back off McGowan, so it stays with Rose-Hulman. Savovich taking his time. Joey Schmitz going left. He's double teamed. And that's a turnover. Dakota Capps with it. In transition, Drew Marshall gets it. The reverse layup. A tough shot to make. And Nick Sale's going to call timeout. Graham, it is a 1-point game.
Yeah, what a run from the Pioneers. Drew Marshall, a beautiful layup underneath the basket. Don't know how he flipped that up and in, but Transy right on the doorstep.
1-point ball game. We'll be back on RHIT.TV.
Finding the right answer and trying again, that's really what dragged me to aerospace. I saw other people making amazing stuff on 3D printers, and I thought if I combine that art of 3D printing with engineering, I could make something as complex as an airplane. It all changed when I came to Rose-Hulman. Feel amazing that I have still 3 years to do something much more complex.
Hello and welcome to Game Day. My name is Keith Myers. I'm the Vice President of IndianaSRN. We're glad that you joined us today. If you'd like to see more content just like tonight, just hit the donate button. Every dollar that you donate will go right back into more games right here on IndianaSRN, which means more games for you. It's IndianaSRN, where you always have a front row seat.
57-56, Rose-Hulman leads narrowly. And Graham, what was a lead stuck at 7, a lead stuck at 10. Transylvania has finally got themselves back in this game.
And we wondered, could Rose-Hulman keep up their production? Could they keep making shots like they did in the first half? Answer so far, no. They're 68% from the field shooting percentage. Down to 54.
Yep. In the second half, Transylvania has outscored Rose-Hulman 23-16. As there's a blocking foul on Hunter Penn. Just pushing McGowan into the Transylvania bench. And that will send McGowan to the free throw line.
Hunter Penn, I believe that's his third foul. Yeah. 3 fouls on the ball game for Hunter Penn, so he's got to be careful. You don't need to take him out yet, but if that gets to 4, definitely have to save him for the last couple minutes.
McGowan at the line. It's no good on the 1-and-1, leaving the door open for the Pioneers. Drew Marshall pump fake, blocking foul on Savovich.
I love the weave motion up top. Get the guys moving around the perimeter, a couple handoffs. It just kind of discombobulates the defense. It's very Mike Woodson, Indiana University of them to get that weave motion going, and creates a great opportunity for Marshall to drive, create contact.
And how about that free throw? Drew Marshall ties the game. 57-57, 9 minutes. Transylvania has retook the lead. They're up 1. And here's that full court press. Rose-Hulman shooting just 35% in the second half. Savovich to McGowan. Hunter Penn defending, kick out to Savovich. Doesn't shoot the 3, will try the mid-range, and he scores. Back up 1. I have a feeling, Graham, it's going to be a back and forth type of game the rest of the way.
I think you're exactly right.
Almost a turnover. Dakota Cap's going to slow it down. And here's a set play. It's a turnover. McGowan in the open floor. Euro step. And the layup goes. 3-point lead.
Beautiful takeaway for Rose-Hulman. They haven't had too many of those, but they need some more of them. That defense has to step up when it counts.
Transylvania has not attempted a three in the second half. Here's Hunter Penn. Is it a charge? It's a block. 2 free throws upcoming. And that's going to bring us to the under 8 media timeouts. 3-point lead for the Fighting Engineers. As we see that replay from McGowan, the 1-2 Euro. Pretty move. We'll be back in just a moment. You're watching RHIT.TV. Aspen Creek Grill. Why go anywhere else for delicious food? If you're looking for amazing fresh food and servers that genuinely care about service, you've got to try Aspen Creek Grill. If you're looking for amazing fresh food, you won't be disappointed. Call them at 866-885-3249. 3-point lead for Rose-Hulman. And it's been a tale of two halves. Transylvania has commanded this second half. Hunter Penn knocks down the first one.
Hunter Penn has been a big reason why Transylvania has come back in this second half. 23 points. Make it 24.
Knocks down both effortlessly. Back to a 1-point game. Oh, it's a turnover. Cole Pride. Miscommunication. Another chance to take the lead. Here's Napier. The jumper. Swish. No hesitation on that jump shot. Savavich to Studemeyer. Up top to Schmitz. He's going to let one fly. Not enough legs on it. The offensive board. Simon Blair. Blair the response after the turnover. And here's the back and forth we talked about. It's just going to keep coming.
Yeah, welcome to the jungle. They were playing that song right before we came back. This is why. Back and forth. Blair with the emphasis.
Letting them know.
Letting them know. He has been emotional all ball game. He has absolutely been the vocal leader.
Yeah.
And the 3-point play. How about it for Simon Blair?
And Simon Blair, a point at the camera. 2-point lead for Rose-Hulman. The student section on their feet. Dakota Caps initiates contact. Could have been an and one, but it's still tied.
Yeah, it was good defense from Rose, not giving them that and one opportunity, but a trap.
There's that double team. And Nick Sale's going to call timeouts. Could have been a 10-second violation. Going to get his team on the same page. And it's a full timeout. We'll send it aside. We'll be right back. Tie ball game 64-64 on RHIT.TV.
They say nice guys don't finish first. So maybe it's time to reconsider what it means to be first.
It's about being your best, but knowing you could be even better.
It's being present, but respectful of history.
You sure you want to make that move?
It's donating something more valuable than money.
It's believing in yourself and something bigger.
It's coming from different families, but treating each other like brothers.
It's not just being a man, it's being a Mason.
Hey, thanks for joining us tonight. We consider it a privilege to have you as one of our listeners and viewers. If you'd like to see more content just like tonight, just hit the donate button. Every dollar that you donate will go right back into more games right here on IndianaSRN, which means more games for you. It's IndianaSRN, where you always have a front row seat.
Wheeler Mission, for over 131 years, Wheeler Mission has been a pillar in the Indianapolis community, providing help, hope, and healing to people in need. Call Wheeler Mission at 317-686-6239. 6.5 minutes remain as this thing's all tied up. Studemeyer on the drive, initiates contact, and draws the foul.
Clever penetration from Studemeyer. He looked back behind him to see if Hunter Barr was following. When he saw that he was, he stops on a dime, creates contact, flips up a shot, and an easy 2 free throws.
And that's a smart play from an experienced point guard, Kobe Studemeyer, the junior, knowing when to initiate contact. First free throw is up and good. The 86% free throw shooter.
Here's a look. Boom. Yep. Looked right back behind him and goes straight up into his body. Smart play.
Studemeyer second. 2-point lead. There's been 6 lead changes for both teams. On the drive, it's a foul called. Hunter Barr was driving, and Simon Blair commits the foul.
Wow, it looked like it almost should have been a carry for Hunter Barr, but they say he kept his dribble, and then some contact from Simon Blair. We'll see it again.
There's the carry. Although I guess he didn't dribble again with the ball.
That's true. He got it. He put it right into his left hand and went up.
That first free throw just barely misses. The crowd getting into it. The second one is good. Once again, we see the press. It's caused a few turnovers, but this time Studemeyer getting across the floor. Joey Schmitz stopping, get it to McGowan. Finding his way underneath, goes up with the right. Textbook big man basketball.
McGowan has been their guy. He's who established their offense early on, and they go right back to his number when they need it. Huge bucket for McGowan.
Hunter Barr on the drive. Too speedy for McGowan there. A foul called. Kobe Studemeyer back at the free throw line.
How about McGowan? Welcoming the pressure, welcoming the contact, and going straight up through it. Hunter Barr was in really good position, and he still went right through the hands and finished. And then on this end coming back, Studemeyer doing what he does best and just dribbling through traffic, creating contact, forcing a foul from Drew Marshall.
Studemeyer at the free throw line. He's 4 of 5 on the afternoon. So Transylvania made a run to tie the game, even took the lead at one point, Second shot is good. So, up to 3 points. Rose-Hulman looking for the best start in HCAC conference play since 2006. That's blocked by McGowan. Out of bounds, whose ball? It's Rose-Hulman's.
Miles McGowan is a monster. First the block and then the awareness and the agility to go around and bump it. Yeah, that absolutely went off of Brandon Rowe. There was some question marks, but it caught his foot. Great call from the referees.
Studemeyer to McGowan. Spinning, laying it up. Spinning to his right. And he's so good in the paint in the low block area. 5-point lead.
He's a technician.
Napier for three. Answers. My goodness.
Back and forth we go. We said it. These two teams battling.
Just over 4 to play. One of the toughest matchups of the year for Rose-Hulman. Here's Savovich. Pull-up jumper. Too short. Rebounded by the Pioneers. Here's Stallman. And Hunter Penn looking to check in at the next dead ball. Stallman splitting the screen. Kick out to Caps. Back down low. And he misses the dunk. Hunter Barr misses the dunk. You can't afford to miss that shot.
Wow. A layup.
Studemeyer for three. No good. Another opportunity for Transy.
Transy so fortunate that didn't turn into a 5-point swing.
This game turning into a classic. Spinning is Stallman. He's fouled. Savovich doesn't like the call. And Stallman will go to the line for 2 free throws after the under 4 media timeout. 72-70. Rose-Hulman with the lead. As you look at that missed dunk, you just can't afford it. We'll be back after this on RHIT.TV.
So I started working on Babcock Ranch 16 years ago. We designed a sustainable community that is also storm resilient, and also it has a ton of flood control associated with it. It has 75 megawatt solar facilities on site, which will cover the entire 18,000 acre community. In September of 2022, we had Hurricane Ian. We had 150 miles an hour sustained winds for about 10 hours and 21 inches of rain. Babcock really had little to no damage at all. We were the only place in a 2-county area that had any electric or any available drinking water that did not need to be boiled. And Rose really prepares you to go out, think outside the box, and problem solve. And I think for any major at Rose-Hulman, that's what you're getting. You have the ability to go out and create something new and innovate and change the way that we live as humans today.
Under Nick Sales, when there's 4 or more players in double figures, Nick Sales is 19-3. And today there's 5 players in double figures.
Wow.
So the record proves itself. We'll see if they can finish the job down the stretch. Stallman at the line for 2 free throws. Sinks the first one. And Rose-Hulman, 9 of 18 from 3. Even 50%. And second free throw rattles out. Joey Schmitz, pump fake. A pass underneath to McGowan. It's a loose ball, and it goes, we're going to say it goes to Transylvania. So Joey Schmitz, he jumped in the air without anyone to pass it to, and he turns it over, his 7th turnover.
Well, it was a great decision from Schmitz to drive because he's known for his three-point shooting, but the pass was just a little bit off, and McGowan couldn't reel it in. Transy with a big opportunity now.
Napier underneath the pen. Can he answer? Stallman's got it. Dakota Caps now. Under 10 to shoot. Napier for 3. No good. McGowan grabs the rebound. And that's a foul 90 feet from the basket. An undisciplined foul from Brandon Rowe with 2.5 left.
And just a bad possession in general. Zach Stallman had a pretty wide open 3 straight away after they doubled Hunter Penn, but he decided to pass it up drive. It turned into a really tough 3 from Napier. And then, yeah, Brandon Rowe, you can't have that. You can't be that far from the hoop and commit a foul with 2.5 minutes left.
McGowan misses the free throw. McGowan 0 of 3 from the free throw line today. His second. It drops back up to a 2-point lead, 73-71. Zach Stallman. Dribble handoff. Brandon Rowe decides not to shoot the 3. Hasn't been a 3-point attempt except for now, and it goes. A silencer. Colby Napier.
If there's anyone that you'd expect to show up in a big moment for Transylvania, it's got to be 20 in black. Colby Napier, over 15.5 points per game.
And how about another foul, an undisciplined foul. Look at the confidence on Colby Napier.
He's just
no
got
hesitation.
Such a fast release.
He is a catch and shoot demon. Napier got 17 points. He's 5 of 7 from 3. Savovic misses the first. So Transylvania commits a mistake by fouling away from the basket, and Savovic can't make him pay. The second one rattles in. We're tied at 74, under 2 minutes. The Fighting Engineers trying to stay undefeated, looking for their best start since 2006. A tie-up. It's a jump ball. It'll stay with Transylvania.
Really good aggression on the defensive end. Rose-Hulman, they've got to push. They've got to force either a turnover or a tough shot. Now, of course, you got to be careful of not fouling, but that was a really good decision from Schmitz and McGowan to go for that basketball.
If you're Transylvania, who do you get this ball to?
It's got to be Hunter Penn underneath. You'd think he's way up top right now, but get him down low.
Caps is fouled by Studemeyer. And there's been a lot of fouls away from the shooting motion.
Yeah, a lot of whistles just in general in this second half. Transy, they've made more free throws than Rose-Hulman has attempted. They've missed 9, but still, if you're making more than your opponents are trying, you're going to be in a great spot to win a ball game.
Dakota Caps misses the first. That is the 30th free throw attempt for Transylvania to take the lead. He does. Buck 33 to go. Pioneers lead by 1. Kobe Studemeyer's got it. 90 seconds remain. Kobe Studemeyer picks up his dribble. Savovic, the mid-range jumper. He's been nails and he hits it again. Savovic, that is his shot. 17-foot jumper goes.
15 points for him on the ball game.
Student section fully into this one, and a timeout is called Wanting to look things over is Brian Lane.
The mid-range just so pure. Smooth as butter for Daniel Savovich.
A mid-range assassin, and it feels like Savovich has answered every time in that mid-range area. He's been so efficient. Savovich, 6 for 12 from the field, 2 of 4 from 3, and now with exactly a minute remaining, Transylvania will have the basketball. I feel like you got to give it down low to Hunter Penn. He's been their guy. He scored the bulk of their points. And this will be a set play, most likely down in the paint.
Yeah, I would guess. But the other thing I could see happening is they send him down low. They make Rose-Hulman expect that they're going to send it down there, and somehow off an inbound, maybe high ball screen, get someone open on the perimeter like Colby Napier, who just drilled one from beyond the arc, and try to get another open look for him. He's been phenomenal in this contest. You could absolutely see it being a distraction down low with Hunter Penn, and really they're trying to get that 3-ball look open for Colby Napier.
Hunter Penn, 9 of 12 from the field, 24 points, 5 rebounds, 3 steals. He's been the go-to guy, and I think you're right. I think they might go to him initially and maybe a back screen for someone else to get open if Penn isn't able to get a shot off.
Yeah, watch 20 and 35.
We'll see what they do. They inbound it to Hunter Penn. It's an isolation. Driving to his right. He's doubled. He goes up too short. McGowan the rebound. He's double teamed. Savovich has it. They got it across half court. Joey Schmitz finally does. And he's fouled. What was nearly his 8th turnover is instead a reach-in foul.
Man, Transy, they put all their eggs in one basket, that being with Hunter Penn. They let their guy cook, and he just couldn't get enough on it. It was great defense. The double team came for the Fighting Engineers, and that's the issue with the isolation, is you can tell almost instantly what they're going to do when they get the ball up top and put their head down. That ball wasn't going anywhere besides up when it got to Hunter Penn, and Rose-Hulman read it.
Joey Schmitz to extend the lead. The first free throw drops. And yeah, Cole Pride was there for the double team to force the miss. And checking in for Transylvania, it'll be number 1, Drew Marshall. Checking out Brandon Rowe. Schmitz can make it a 3-point game. And he does. 78-75. Under a minute remains. Stallman's got it. Savovich defending. Off-ball screen to Napier, trying to create space. He's double-teamed, and that's a foul on Miles McGowan. Napier will go to the line for 2 free throws. And now this introduces a interesting predicament. If he makes both, then it's a 1-point game. Do you play straight-up defense and leave 4 seconds for yourself, or how do you want to play this out?
I think you let it run. I think you play straight-up defense. You've got a lot of timeouts.
Checking in for Rose-Hulman, it's James Stacy getting his first minutes of the game for Miles McGowan.
6'9" stands James Stacy. They're bringing in a big man for some rebounding if need be.
Both teams going to create a set play. So Colby Napier, he'll go to the free throw line. He's 6 of 10 from the field today. Hasn't been to the free throw line yet. He's their second leading scorer with 17 points.
And we get word that it sounds like they're reviewing the foul.
It doesn't look like the call is going to be changed.
No.
From my vantage point, it did look like Miles McGowan blitzed the screen pretty hard. Could have very well been a blocking foul. So now, for Rose-Hulman, I think the conversation would be to play straight-up defense. Colby Napier, 2 huge free throws. Trying to go on the road in Terre Haute. He knocks down the first one. Transylvania trying to end Rose-Hulman's undefeated conference streak. Napier's second. It falls, 1 point game. 78-77.
And Rose-Hulman putting another ball handler on the floor, and BJ Wesley, freshman from Nashville, Tennessee. They want as many ball handling players as they can have on the floor at this point.
Studemeyer feels the double team, gets it to Savovich, and he crosses half court. 4 seconds separating game clock and shot clock. They're going to try to double team. Studemeyer is trapped, and Nick Sales will call a timeout. 19 seconds. And we'll keep it right here. A 1 point game, and it's going to come down to free throw shooting. Who do you want the ball? I think you want Kobe Studemeyer with the basketball. I mean, 86% from the free throw line this season. I think he's got to be your guy here.
Yeah, best free throw shooter if they do decide to foul, but also one of your quickest players and best ball handlers. This has to go to Studemeyer, unless they have Studemeyer inbounding and maybe a little quick pass in, dump back off to him, he works around. But you will have to get a shot off if they don't foul you. So if you're Studemeyer, you're in the position of having to game manage and manage that clock while also trying to get a good look so you can put this ball game away. I'd be surprised if they go for a three. Expect it to go to someone down low where they can get a high percentage look.
Joey Schmitz, the second best free throw shooter out of the starters, 78% free throw shooter. He's got 7 turnovers today. So if the ball's in his hands, that'd be a favorable double team. Let's see what they do. Inbounding on the near side. Schmitz is denied. They'll get it to Savovich, who is fouled immediately.
And Brian Lane, the head coach of Transy, giving a thumbs up to his players as if saying that's okay. Like that, we made time for that. We accepted that could be a reality. I think he's probably just glad that they fouled the 50% free throw shooter and not the 86% free throw shooter.
Savovich, just a 50% shooter. The first one is good. He swishes it. No shot clock the remainder of this one. 17.6 seconds. Rose-Hulman up by 2. Savovich, he's got 16, make it 17. They're going to let it roll. Maybe a potential timeout here when they cross half court. And they will. Now with 16 seconds. At this point, Graham, do you go for a quick 2 and keep the game, prolong the game? Hopefully Rose-Hulman misses a free throw. It's a 2-point game. Or do you go for the three-pointer and make or break it on this possession?
It's such a hard call, Charlie, because Rose-Hulman, they're not the greatest free throw shooting team. As a team, they're around 68%. So you like your chances if you get a quick 2 and then can get back downhill. And the other thing to consider is that Transylvania's full court press has been phenomenal for them this game. So if I'm Transy, I'm honestly going for the quick 2, trying to get that ball back off an inbound, create pressure, force Rose-Hulman into a timeout, trying to set up their own press break. But with how strong Transy's defense has been, and with how not great the Rose-Hulman free throw shooting has been to start off this season, I'd be surprised if they hold this ball for the last shot to send it to OT.
This game has been one to be remembered here in the Heartland Collegiate Athletic Conference. So, last time they were in this situation, they went with Hunter Penn, and he missed under the basket. They'll inbound to Stallman, 15 seconds. Stallman gets a screen, moving to his right. Those look like they're going for a quick 2, and he's fouled. He's fouled by Savovich. 10 seconds remain. And might have been a ticky-tack foul there.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that one. It looked like Stallman was going down no matter what. Oh, there is some action with that left hand on the back of Stallman.
Yep. Ten seconds. And it's up to Zach Stallman to make it a 1-point game. 2 free throws the rest of the way.
Savovic fouled out.
First one's good. Savovic will be out for the remainder of this one. And I believe Miles McGowan also fouled out.
Yes, yeah, you're right.
So McGowan's gone, Savovic is gone. They're going to ride with Danny Smith and Cole Pride and BJ Wesley. The second one is good. And now checking in is BJ Wesley. So Kobe Studemeyer, I think, is who they want to have the basketball.
If you're Transy, give it a second for the press to do its work and then foul. Don't foul straight away.
Studemeyer gets the basketball, and he's fouled immediately by Dakota Caps. Dakota Caps didn't like that, but I think the more time on the clock, the better if you're Transylvania.
Yeah, I agree. He got beat, and so I think in that situation, the foul is well done. If Transy was able to force Rose-Hulman into a tough inbound, or if Rose-Hulman inbounded it and Transy was set in front, then I think you can apply pressure before fouling, but he just got beat. Dakota Caps fully got beaten, so you have to foul in that situation.
Studemeyer's first free throw is good.
This is who you want at the line if you're Rose-Hulman.
Studemeyer so far today, 5 of 6 at the free throw line. And as a team, Rose-Hulman 14 of 19. The second one goes. So now Transylvania going to be forced into a 3-point shot. And I have a feeling they're going to try to get it to number 20, Colby Napier, if they can.
I think so. It looks like they're drawing up, just get it across the timeline and then call a timeout. Try to drop a play from there.
Stallman bringing it up the floor, 6 seconds. They're going to call timeouts. Their last timeout, 5 seconds, 4.8 to be exact. So now with, let's see, with 4.8 seconds, you have time for a pass and 2 dribbles maybe. So it's not necessarily a catch and shoot, but it's pretty close to it.
Yeah, and I think that at this point they're going for the tie. Send it to overtime. Don't mess with free throw shooting, because if Rose-Hulman inbounds it and you foul, you're only going to have about 3 seconds left, and then you're going to have to worry about getting it up the floor and getting a shot. So this, I think, is going to be a Hail Mary. Try to get that 3 ball to fall. Look for Colby Napier, number 20. And if not him, they might have to turn to number 12, Ian Resser.
On the floor for Rose-Hulman, BJ Wesley, Joey Schmitz, Danny Smith, Sam Piontek. An all defensive lineup. Here's the inbound. They're going to get it to Colby Napier. 3 to go, 2 to go. The long range triple air ball. That does it. Rose-Hulman 7-0 in conference play for the first time since they joined the HCAC. That one was a roller coaster, Graham.
It really was. Rose-Hulman, they had a fantastic first half. Didn't have as much of the spark in the second, but man, they pulled through. That is a gutsy win from Nick Sales and his club.
82-79, the final score. Rose-Hulman wins and stays undefeated. We'll be back in just a moment for the post-game show with head coach Nick Sales. After this, you're watching RHIT.TV.
A lot of times when you come to Rose, students will say the work is hard. And it is.
There's rumors about the difficulties of Rose-Hulman. I would say they're on par for the most part.
But 9 times out of 10, at the end, the student's going to end with that statement, but it's worth it, or I really enjoy it. And I think that's really the key part.
Like, if you really like doing something, it's going to be a lot of work.
So the commonality is just the love for science and math. Mathematics is really the basis of all science and engineering. It's the language that we use.
We need to make sure that they have that backbone in order to succeed as future scientists and engineers.
We collaborate as faculty, and they see how one class starts to impact another class.
Math, science, technology, how intertwined they are.
Our students are very driven in everything that they're doing.
Is that opportunity to be pushed, because we do push the student to see what it is that you're actually capable of. We're not just saying, here, go do this hard project. We are right there with them. I think that matters.
Our job is to create a safe place to fail. That would be terrifying if you did that alone.
That results in students that are ready to walk out of the door and into their place of work, ready to be a productive contributor.
So our professors all know us by name.
It was refreshing to know that I would have a relationship with my professors.
And I think that's key.
Because of the very low class size here, it gives me, the instructor, an opportunity to actually be engaged with the student.
We know who's struggling, we know who's doing well, we know who's getting it.
Basically, everybody knows everybody here.
The faculty are there for you. All of our students are advised 100% by faculty.
Your professors already know you. Even if you haven't met them, chances are your professors have talked about you to other professors.
And we do all of our classes in 10 weeks.
Very fast-paced.
So as difficult as the courses might be, as rigorous
and difficult
as it might feel for those 10 weeks, you know that everyone here has your back.
I think the big thing that I want people to always know when I talk about Rose-Hulman is we, the faculty, are here at Rose-Hulman because we love teaching. That is the reason we are here, and I think that sets us apart from all other institutions.
So my goal is to get involved in space industry and learn about what lies beyond the Earth's horizon. I came across Rose Rocketry. I saw, hey, they're doing some really cool stuff. They're building rockets. Being at Rose, I was able to hone my engineering skills to push myself to get involved in the field further and learn about all these different opportunities. And I don't think I would have really gotten that at a bigger university.
Calling officials cheaters or corrupt.
Insulting referees.
Threatening officials. Berating young umpires, learning the ropes.
Violent language in the stands.
Screaming at a referee in the parking lot. It's not a game.
When I catch myself becoming curious, I notice my peripheral vision attenuating.
There's definitely a thrill.
Definitely keeps me up at night.
I think I'm somebody who, when I'm curious about something, I take immediate action. I'm immediately like running.
Curiosity for me, if I had to describe it in terms of a physical sensation, it would definitely be an itch. I have to scratch that until that sensation is gone.
It is definitely just an itch I can't scratch until I figure out what's going on, figure out what is at the bottom of everything. What initially drew me in is, as a kid, you're like, hi, yes, up is black at night. So I think that was really appealing to me, knowing that there was some hidden magic behind this veil of darkness. I do really like space. Space is one of my favorite things, just in general, all of space. 10 out of 10.
The kind of brain that thrives is a curious mind.
Curiosity is such an important part of the academic endeavor.
And without curiosity, we wouldn't have the society we have today.
You don't explore the unknown if you're not curious.
So students that really do have that curiosity, we love to get them into the lab, out of the regular classroom, because a lot of our students are tinkerers. They come in, they want to tinker, they want to play around with things, take things apart, and figure out.
Importantly, it teaches you how to learn.
And that is one of the most rewarding things as an instructor, is seeing that aha moment in your students' eyes. I live for that. I teach for that.
I mean, you can't teach curiosity. You just need to encourage your student to be curious. Curious in anything that they do. Curious so that it brings out the innovations, the new ideas.
Hello and welcome to the post-game show. I'm joined by head coach Nick Sales. And coach, this game was just a roller coaster. It was not easy at any point. What is it about your team that made it possible to stay disciplined, even after 35 free throws for the other team? How were you guys able to stay disciplined down the stretch?
Because we work on those things every day. We do a lot of 4-minute games. We've battled a ton of adversity throughout our conference. In the 7 games we've had, I feel like most of them have been 1 or 2 point games. But I got a resilient group. I got a together group. Our team chemistry, in the 3 years I've been here, this has been the best. And Miles and Simon, our 2 seniors, they've led us better than any group I've had here too. So it doesn't surprise me. I just wish we would do a better job of not making these games as close when we got leads like the way we had today.
In that second half, we saw Miles McGowan pick it up a little bit, much needed baskets underneath. What is it about Miles McGowan that kind of helped you guys get over the hump in that second half?
I mean, when Miles is locked in, and he usually is, we do some things to make sure our post guys get the ball in situations, and he usually comes through for us. He did it on Wednesday against Mount St. Joe, and he did it again today when we really needed him. Now, I got to get on his butt about making these free throws, and he knows that. He puts a lot of pressure on himself, but he's in the gym, so it's like he misses them. It's not like I don't think he's putting in the work. He is, and he going to make them when he needs to.
The legs might have been tired, too, at the end of that. 7-0 for the first time since 2006 in conference play. What is it about this team, Coach, that makes your group so special? What is it about your team that makes it possible to keep winning games in conference play like this?
I think these guys have also bought into being two-way players, right? Making sure we moving the ball, playing together offensively, and it can be any guy on any given night, but everybody knows they better guard.
Yeah.
And they've done a really good job of following the game plan for the most part.
Yeah, you guys are the #1 scoring defense in the conference right now, and tough matchup against Transylvania. The Piper Logistics player of the game, Joey Schmitz, he had 17 points, 3 of 6 from 3, and it felt like all 3 of those 3-pointers came at a big time. They got the crowd getting into it. They got the bench getting into it. How important was his shooting today?
It was great. He got to stop turning the ball over, though, and he knows that. 7 turnovers. We gotta correct that, and I'm gonna get on him about that, and he knows it. But man, Joey he's special. He's special. He got a chance to be one of the best players to ever come through Rose-Hulman, and when I recruited him all last year, I knew it. I mean, he's a great kid. He's bought in, and he's selfless, and he's a gym rat. He's everything that I want in a Rose-Hulman men's basketball player.
And one more thing. What's it going to take to go 8-0 in conference play at Hanover in just a couple days?
We haven't beat Hanover since I've been here, and they've been the tougher team every time we've played them. They've been the more physical team, and we got to do a great job the next 2 days in practice of making sure we are going to be a physical group. We got to make sure we execute at a very high level. I know their record isn't great, but I know Coach Miller does a heck of a job with those guys, and they'll be ready to go on Wednesday.
Well, thank you so much, Coach Sales, for your time, and that'll do it for the post-game show. Your final sponsors: Reynolds Farm Equipment, Passion to Care, Boilermaker Local 374, Wheeler Mission, Burtner Electric. And that will do it for the post-game show. Thank you so much.
Thank you.